Well, thank you so much for being with us. We're so excited to have you with us because wow, what a movie! Goodness, see, you have to be excited to unveil this to the world, right?
Totally, and it's been such a long time coming. Like I remember even a year ago, or yeah, maybe a little less than a year ago, but emailing Robert, the director, and being like, "When's this movie coming out, man? Everyone keeps asking me about it, and I want to see it." Um, and there was a part of me that was like, "Oh, maybe it'll just get lost somewhere, and it won't get released, or it won't get a big release." So I'm just like so over the moon that yeah, it's actually in the cinemas now, finally.
Yeah, absolutely. And you had some great scenes with Liam Neeson, and of course, we've been lucky enough to have him on the show a couple of times. I think it's such an amazing person, and you must have just such great memories from the set, right?
Oh man, I mean, every moment was just like trying to record it in my brain, forever, so I can like relive it and tell my grandkids and everything. So yeah, I mean, where do you start? Really, he's just such a yeah, just such a good person and great like scene partner as well. I mean, people forget that like he's Liam Neeson because he's the actor he is because he's a fantastic actor as well. And I think it gets sort of lost sometimes, especially with his I guess post Taken career where he's seen as just the kind of guy with a gun, but he's a really, really, really amazing actor. And to share scenes with him from that perspective was probably the most memorable or the thing that I enjoyed the most. And yeah, how much power he has and stillness and presence he has. And yeah, I just look up to him so much.
Yeah. Well, and I knew it had to be special also because you were in it because you took a little bit of a break for a while, so it has to be something good to pull you out, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess I technically kind of got back into screen acting around 2019, 2020, which I suppose just when the pandemic hit. And yeah, I done a few things, but when this script came in, I it was funny. I did the audition, and again, I mean, with most auditions I do, I kind of think, oh, I didn't, yeah, I sucked at that or I messed that up. But they seemed to really like kind of the take I had on the character, and it felt very natural for me to play the character in that way. So I was delighted that they were just like gave me the thumbs up and were just like, yeah, let's do it. And because I mean the character Kevin is yeah was just a joy to play. Obviously, cheeky and but also sincere and strange and a bit creepy, and he's just like a great kind of mix of loads of different things. So it's just really fun to play.
Yeah. Well, and you've been doing this at such a great level for several years now, and people have been looking up to you, going, "That's what I want to do." And it's certainly harder than anyone can imagine. What kind of advice do you give to actors that want to follow in your footsteps?
I mean, it's a really hard thing because there's no joking about like how difficult and kind of depressing being an actor can be. Um, but I would say, I mean, I guess the reason you want to be an actor is because you want to act. So it's like, how do you do that without having like all of these structures around you, like a big production or casting director? And so I suppose the only thing I can suggest is trying to like I'm not a writer, but if you do have a passion for writing, or even if you have a friend who's a good writer or a friend who knows how to hold a camera, get together on a weekend, or get together even over, a few hours and try and make a short film or a mini film, and just keep trying to do it and keep trying to sharpen your senses, or do workshops, or apply for work for free. I mean, I know that sucks and you feel like you shouldn't do that, but anything that kind of is you kind of doing your craft or doing the thing that you were put on this earth to do, because you can be waiting by the phone your whole life and waiting for a casting director to cast you in something, and sometimes you just have to do it yourself, and that way you get better.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. And my co-host Drew Pearson is one of our great Dallas Cowboys and football on this side and went to the Hall of Fame. But he caught the Hail Mary, which we now know is a pop culture term, and it's kind of
Yeah.
going for it and throwing it. And I was curious to know what your Hail Mary moment was, and he wanted to know too, that moment in your life or career where you just had to go for it, and it all worked out.
Wow, that's a good question. I mean, I suppose in a way, like, do you mean like in a scene or like in accepting a role or?
Maybe in accepting a role or just something in life, maybe too.
Wow. I mean, I guess maybe it was sort of making the decision to return to screen acting in about 2019 because I was kind of enjoying my time off and doing other things, and that was a kind of a moment, yeah, a huge decision in my life to kind of make this my career if I could. But I feel like maybe the Hail Mary analogy doesn't work quite well because I feel like I've thrown the pass, but I'm still running after it and hoping that I catch it. So I'm kind of in that middle ground. But yeah, hopefully one day I'll catch it and score a touchdown.
Yeah, it's still in there. It's still there. It's good.
Yeah.
Well, and what is it that you keep in mind that kind of keeps you on that right path, even when things are tough? Because this is tough to do, but you do it so well.
Oh geez. I mean, definitely just watching movies, I think, or watching performances on stage. I mean, that is just always so inspiring to me. If I feel like, yeah, you're just struggling or you're in a bad place. If I see a great performance, it just gets me excited about acting again. It just makes me want to do it. It makes me want to, yeah, just get out there. So that's probably the thing the most that keeps my passion alive, seeing other great actors do their thing.
Yeah. And what is it about this movie that you think you'll always remember? Is there a certain day or scene or time that will just always stay with you?
Well, I mean, I guess I think there was. I mean, it's a nothing scene really. I don't know why it comes to mind, but yeah, just me and Liam Neeson just driving in our sexy red car, and there was just a kind of an intimacy to that moment, and it also meant that I could like be in the same square footage as Liam Neeson for a long period of time. Um, but yeah, there was just something kind of cool about having this quiet scene that didn't have a huge kind of plot meaning or emotional development, but it was just a kind of a peaceful shared moment that I liked. Yeah.
Yeah. And last thing, of course, I know that you're on set right now. You got the mustache, you're ready to go. But what are you working on right now that we need to know about?
So this is a TV show I've been filming for a while called Safe Harbor in the Netherlands and Belgium. It's being headed up by Mark Williams from Ozark fame. He was one of the exec producers of Ozark. And yeah, it's just a blast filming with Colomini again and some other great Irish actors, Charlie Murphy and Lloyd Anderson, Alfie Allen as well as in it from Game of Thrones and other things. And yeah, I play kind of a similar part to Kevin actually in the Land of Saints and Sinners. He's kind of, yeah, this ne'er do well criminal guy, but hopefully with a redemption arc in the future at some point. So yeah, again, just going around shooting people off bridges, driving fast cars, that kind of thing. So this is my life now, and yeah, it's a lot of fun
Hey, there are worse things that you could get paid for. That sounds pretty fun to me.
for sure. I always say, this life, if you can do it, it beats working.
Yeah. I love it. Well, thank you so much for your time and the great answers. I'm so glad to see you back and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Likewise, thanks, Paul.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye.